Same goes for learning a language. It offers a share of those memories, of that belonging, a share of that seat at that window, a share of the view. I'm not Spanish by any stretch, but having learned some of the language, I can, if I stand on my tiptoes, see at least a bit of the world through the Spanish window. Bilingual, multilingual. Remember, this doesn't necessarily mean that you can speak the languages equally well. I mean, in terms of Welsh, if you can say Llanelli, then you're already on the bilingual bus. And if you know that when you see a sign, something like this, and it doesn't mean that if you're called Alan, you must leave, then you're well down the line. We've got to open up our minds, folks. Take off the blinkers. Embrace what we're calling in education the multilingual turn. Give it a go. Relish the glorious language learning mistakes, like the time I told an eminent German professor at the start of a meal to behave himself instead of to help himself. And there have been many worse occasions. Perhaps more now than ever, we need to take the risks and take the view that language is made for seeing, yes, but also for sharing. And it is with this notion of sharing that I can finally answer my own question. What is Wales in Welsh? That word Cymru we mentioned right at the beginning. It has two components, com, brogos. This is not a translation of Wales. The etymology of Wales and Welsh is traced back to the sense of foreign or other. This is clearly a label given to us by somebody else. You don't call yourself foreign if you're at home. Cymru, on the other hand, here it is, the com and brogos gives us something else. Com meaning together, and brogos broadly meaning a piece of land. Cymru, the country, is therefore the shared patch. Cymru, the people, are those who share it together. What's Wales in Welsh? It's the together land. I love that. It's inclusive and embracing. Being Welsh is not a question of who was here first, but what was here first and who is sharing it here now, sharing the story, sharing the view from the window. So I'd like to finish with a piece I wrote last year, sort of in desperation, having been asked to try to convey to a non-Welsh speaking audience in Berlin, as it happens, what it is I see when I speak Welsh. It's an approximation, because obviously to see the view in focus, you need the language lens. Perhaps it's a bit like looking through a net curtain. And as I invite you to draw your chair closer to the windowsill, I'll just point out that in Welsh, we hear smells, and that the word for prince is tywysog, which doesn't come from the principal idea, the prime, the first, but rather, I like to interpret, from the verb to guide, or the kind of leading that is guiding, tywys, within touching distance. Touching. Do you remember those days? Anyway, I think that should do it, so here goes. We're not afraid of flies. We say hello, not hello. The jaw and the mouth go south and don't close around the nose. Hello, not hello. And we have two words for you, and my grass is blue, and the word for blue is glass, not glass. And that matters, for it never shatters. Because when I try really hard, I do my best blue. And when I'm sad, the little shoe hurts in a place where you don't know, because the dirt's mine and that's fine. And I say yes in as many ways as there are questions. I listen on things. I hear smells, like the smell of smoke. And though I know that smother and choke are brothers, somehow I don't know you. I only know facts, and you're not a fact. You're an active being beyond just living, and there's a word for living that's the same as dying, and a poem is a song, and it's the half of walking, and I can't be afraid, only feel like a cough and a cold can be upon me, and things that are told are said against, and we talk always with, never to, and the cwtch is a hug, and loud is high, and when I go to sleep, I don't mind the bugs, though I go to the field of night where I wait to see a dream that will light the candle of my eye. And I'm savvy enough to have absolutely nothing. Things are just with me for now, borrowed perhaps, like the trainers I call daps. And when I see rain, I see old women with sticks. And if 6 is half a dozen, then 50 is half 100, and 40 is double 20, and 19 is 4 and 15. And if you want to be the boss, you've got to be the bridge, because a prince is not a primo, but a guide, and pride means strong. So, friend, as my song comes to an end, let me say that when you call us foreign, we'll open a hand and invite you to join us, for we're the people of the together land. Diolch am wrando.